because when I started in 2012, it was like, ooh, they might get bulky, but then you had people like Girls Gone Strong coming up, and they were getting the message out there, strength training is important for girls. But do you feel now, okay, so we're recording this in July 2025. Do you feel now that there's a kind of like a pivot back to, oh, well, we don't want them to get bulky because there's all these skinny culture influencers coming on online, and it's like we're regressing again for everything that we've fought for in the past 10 years.
Right. Yeah. I think there's definitely like I kind of view my training and things with like young athletes versus like general population. There's like two avenues. There is the strength training world, which I think if you're like locked in and like looking down that tunnel for strength training for youth female athletes, I agree with you. I think now it is a lot more accessible for people. There's a lot more research out there. It's not stunting your child's growth. It's going to help with injury prevention. I think if you're really only looking at it through that lens, and you're trusting that you're finding good coaches like yourself, you or myself, right, you're going to be set up for success with your athlete. I think the issue is when we're having all of the other, I guess you can say, general population, or the stuff that is flooding our Instagrams, right, with general gym culture, right? I think that's where everything's getting really messy, right? We're going to get the trends with Pilates, the trends with skinny girl culture. I mean, like, you can even look at like styles of trends, like I can't think of years, but there was when CrossFit got really, really, really big. Now High Rocks is really big. Like, that has blown up. And then Pilates is big. So it's like these 6-month waves of different training styles. And I'm not demonizing one style over the other, but you do have to look at it with an analytical eye and saying, how do these fitness styles fit into a healthy life? And like, what are these things that we're showing, right? Like, what I eat in a day. Like, it could be the same, picture of food, but the words that people use behind it can be very, very impactful, right? Or if as soon as you throw one of those, flexing your abs before you show what you eat, all of a sudden it's eat like this, look like me, right? And then girls are thinking, oh, I have to eat whatever is shown, and hopefully it's a really nutritious meal, but most of the time, or some of the times, it's not.
Mhm. It's so funny you brought up Pilates because I have it written down here as one of the trend problems. Look, I'm not hating on Pilates. If it gets you moving, if it gets you active, wonderful. But when we're talking about specifically sport performance for female athletes, you have to understand what adaptations you want. And
Hmm.
for like field court-based sports, all female athlete sports, it's strength, power, speed, agility, and Pilates doesn't have that progressive overload. So maybe we can talk about that, like why female athletes shouldn't just focus on body weight circuits only, Pilates only, and why they shouldn't be taking everything they see from these influencers as, oh, that's going to help my sport performance.
Right. I think so. One thing with, I guess, to talk to the parents about like why strength training is helpful for your athlete. So, my like favorite, I know it's a quote I heard from somewhere. I have no idea who said it originally, but it's the stronger you are, the more powerful you are, and the more powerful you are, the faster you'll be, right? So if you want to be fast, you need to be powerful. If you want to be powerful, you have to be strong. So strength is the base of power and speed, and right. And when we're looking at athletes, soccer players, tennis players, softball players, right? We want them to be fast on the field, and we want them to be powerful. We want them to have a strong swing or a strong kick, right? Or move more aggressively, like across the field or across the court. And all of that comes down to their strength training, right? And that's where it comes with the basics, right? Squat, bench, deadlift, progressive overload. You're in the gym every single week,
Mhm.
lifting heavy, right? And that's what we're not really seeing when all we're seeing is, the big push of Pilates. And I think talking, I don't know how many like high school athletes that you work with, but I have a good handful. And, they're bought into like the strong girls system and like lifting heavy and stuff. So they understand it because they're seeing themselves get stronger in the gym every week. They're seeing themselves, that translate over to the stuff that they're doing on the field. And they're bought into this. their friends who, they'll tell me like their friends at school, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you do strength training, like blah, blah, blah. That looks, it either looks intimidating to them, it looks like something that's maybe not as girly or feminine or trendy. And they want to be the popular trendy girls who go to Pilates, wear the cute outfits. And so that's another thing is like, just like society and culture. Do you know what I mean? It's like the girly girls go to Pilates and that's where their fitness is going to fit in. But it's funny when my girls come to my gym and they're like, Coach O, like my friends went to Pilates this weekend and they were like super, super sore from it. And then I asked them what they did and they just did a few body weight lunges and stuff. And my girl was like, I just lunged 100 pounds the other day and like, I'm not even sore. So we should probably go heavier. So
That's awesome.
the girls who are lifting heavy, they recognize that like they're so strong and their bodies are capable of so much. Not saying that girls who go to Pilates and their bodies aren't capable, but like they need, you need to be doing strength training. Like that for me is a non-negotiable, right? Pilates, extra fun thing if you want to do. If you want to do that with your friends on the weekend, you can, but you better be strength training. For youth athletes, I say 2 times a week minimum. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Yeah, the Pilates is like, "Oh, let's all, like, wear our yoga pants, get our matcha iced latte or the aloe," and
take
I'm
a
like,
picture for Instagram to get our comments. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like it's like not about the Pilates class. It's just about the aesthetic and the pose, but I don't know.
Mhm.
That's just my opinion. But I think it's awesome that your girls are excited to put more plates on the bar. They show up how they want to show up, wear what they want to wear, whether it's like sweatpants or just a t-shirt and shorts. Like
Yep.
it's okay to do that. And I think girls just need to realize just be you and get in the gym, get strong. That's really what it's all about.
Right. It's not a performance when we go into the gym, it's like, and that's interesting. Like with the clothing thing, we can touch on that really quickly. Um, I guess we could go two ways. I guess like starting with like the clients and stuff, like the girls who I'm, working with, like the high schoolers and stuff, like they know, like I'm glad that their parents don't let them out of the house wearing, just a sports bra when they come to work out with me. But I think it's really important as the trainer, and this is where I'm very, very, very passionate. And actually, my very first Instagram reel that went viral, and like so viral, it took me from 800 followers to 170,000 followers. And it was from one line, and it said, "Welcome to the side of Instagram where your personal trainer is fully clothed."
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. That was so
People
good.
went wild. Apparently, saying that you're fully clothed is mind blowing these days, which is crazy. All I meant by fully clothed was that I show up to my work, the business that I built. I show up to work wearing a shirt, which at the end of the day, for me, is just decency and professionalism. Like, I'm not showing up to my place of work not wearing a shirt. And like, you should have seen the comments. They were like, um, you know, there's no, what's it called? There's no uniform for personal trainers. I'm like, isn't that crazy? Because every other job out there, you have to
Yeah.
wear some sort of uniform or there's some sort of dress code when you go to work. My second point here is how inappropriate would it be if I'm training a 12-year-old or 16-year-old or even a girl in college or a mom and I'm just hanging around in a sports bra 6 hours a day in my gym? That's weird, like I wear my t-shirts with my logo with pride, like I'm not gonna prance around my gym in a sports bra because second thing is then my body is becoming the focus of the session and not the girls, right? I don't want the girls to be staring at my body and being like, I want to look like Coach O or why does Coach O look like this, right? And
Yeah.
like I've had a few girls like actually say that. They're like, Coach O, like when am I gonna look like you? And I was like, you're never going to look like me because you're your own beautiful person and you're going to grow and get strong in your own way and you're going to be nice and strong on your own, right? Like I think that's another thing is girls seeing on Instagram all the time is, oh, this trainer looks like this. I'm going to do her workout, so I'm going to look like her, right?
Mhm.
All these girls are always thinking in their heads, I need to look like her. I need to look like that trainer. And it gets to a point where they're like, I can't look like myself, right? Like, I think that's another thing is like it's always comparison. It's always you're wanting what other people have when you yourself, like, you are such a unique, strong individual body.
Mhm.